Okay, now let's talk about how to put this mathematical model in the Excel. So this is the spreadsheet model. We already talked about this part in the last video. Then two more things we need to add. One is the full-time employee daily wage, and the other one is the part-time employee daily wage. So that's the whole parameter section. Then we will put our models there. So we start with our decision variables. So that means how many people will start at, how many full-time employees will start at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and 11 o'clock. And this part is for the part-time employee. Let me merge those cells together so that there will be no confusion. Okay, and then let's put our objective function there. So this is how we do the objective function. Okay. So the total cost, we want to minimize this total cost, and let's put all the constraints there. So for each of the time slot, we have the actual number of employees, including part-time employees and full-time employees that we need to put into that slot. So for the first slot is x9 plus I think should be y9. You can do that, or you can do this. This row we use the sum product function. This row, the same variable, times this times this one, this times this one, this times this one, and then we add up them together. I believe this is easier because for rest of the time slots we can just copy this format. We don't have to select different cells, so to me it's easier. But if you want to do this selection to just directly use those formats, that's also fine. And then in the next column we want to put the demand or the minimum requirement. 6 people for this hour, 4 people for the second hour, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we have all the constraints here. Then let's solve the model. Let's put the model in solver. So objective function, we want to minimize. Let's be careful. Let's minimize the total cost, and we select the decision variables, and then we put all the constraints. Of course, we need the integer constraints, so all the decision variables have to be integer. And the next one is to make sure all those constraints are satisfied. And what is this one? So F24, I don't think this one is necessary. Let me delete it. So let me solve it. Okay, so we get the decisions that we need